Let me count myself. Count it in.
All right.
5, 4,
3, 6.
2,
Go ahead.
1.
Go ahead.
All
5,
right. Yeah, Dave,
7, 3. Oh, we're done counting? Okay.
we need the thing that goes take. All right. Anyway, we're ready to
Yeah.
start
What
here.
we could do the clap like all the imbeciles do.
All right. So we have okay. This thing, the dispatch. Who knew? It's wonderful. It's been so well, and we did it with this live show that we have Monday through Friday at
Yep.
5 o'clock
Yeah.
Eastern. So,
You
but
know, today we sent out our 21st dispatch,
and it's free.
and it's
It's free.
free. We
Yeah.
curate the stories. We put them all together for you with explanations, and then later on that same day, we do a live show that covers them in those stories in more depth.
Yep, in more depth, and really, what's behind them when I say that? Okay, again, we're not saying, oh, we have this is our sources of this that's going on. We tell you actually what's going on, provable by, with the news stories and stuff like that. So it's
Yep.
really interesting.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. And of course, we
go ahead.
add our own colorful commentary to it.
But this show right here, American Pulse Podcast, not the live version, is our anchor show. So thank you very much for still watching and watching on
Yes.
AmericanPulseTV.com, which is wonderful. And you can now catch us on YouTube. So we have all the stuff there. All right.
Yep.
So much to talk about, but and we'll take a diversion away from all this stuff because we've been talking about a lot of the Iran stuff, the Venezuela stuff on our live show. But this is interesting because the battleground is in place for the midterms, and many in MAGA, all right, just saying, still don't know how it works. But the GOP is hot on the trail of understanding everything.
Right.
You want to start with the video first, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Let's just. What are we calling this podcast? What's the title of this podcast?
The art of the legal steal. Thank you, Donald Trump, for the art of everything. Started with the art of war with
The
Sun Tzu.
art of the legal steal. So just to set the stage here, you have the Democrats who are the by far experts on ballot harvesting. And then you have the Republicans who are the by far experts on gerrymandering or gerrymandering. And we're going to go into those today. And this will explain to you
Right.
how those two legal operations actually work to cheat the other side and kind of what we would consider cheat the vote, but they're not. It's not illegal, and that's why you don't see people getting arrested for this. That's why the people that keep telling you they're going to get arrested need to keep moving the goalpost because that's not going to happen.
Right. This is again, and this is why you have been watching us because we're not doing sensationalism. We're not saying like,
Right.
oh, this is going to happen next Tuesday because the electricity and the phones are going to be off and we're going to be a martial law. Trust me, like I would love to say that because it's like, oh, share this. But instead, we're actually telling you what's going on and why there's a lot of misunderstanding about these things so that you can be smarter, basically.
Right, right. So when you have a better understanding of how the system works and how the political operatives work and so on, then you can see the landscape better and understand things better. And that's what we're
Right.
trying to do here.
Right. Okay. Let's do this. Let's start with the first video, and this is on ballot harvesting. And remember, these are the laws. These are the laws that they use, the rules of the game that they play. Okay. Here we go.
Lots of Republicans initially opposed this bill being passed, but are now trying to use it to their advantage for this election.
When the NFL changes its rules, do the teams quit or do they adapt and change their gameplay to fit the rules? We didn't do that when this first became legal, and we suffered the repercussions of not changing our gameplay.
Essentially, ballot harvesting is when someone gives someone else their ballot to drop it off. In the law, it states that the person receiving the ballot can't mess with or prevent the ballot from reaching the voter's box.
All right, Dave Blaze. On the other show, we said that this was ballot harvesting. Another word for it is ballot collecting, right? So it's
Well, it is ballot collecting, but see, all right. So what ballot harvesting is? It goes like this. So you have the campaign operatives, and they pull like in a particular area, they'll pull the voter rolls, and they can see who requested like a mail-in ballot, but then never actually voted. Okay, their names are there. They were sent a ballot, but that ballot was never actually returned. Those are called low propensity voters in political speak.
right,
So,
which is like sounds really bad, but is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a
It's,
low
so
propensity
then what
voter.
the operatives do is they make lists, they find those neighborhoods where those low propensity voters are, and they go there. And they go through the buildings, the houses, they'll go door to door and so on. And what they'll do is they'll suggest that they fill out their ballot, they actually vote, and then allow the campaign operative to take their ballot and hand it in for them. So it becomes a matter of convenience.
Right. We
Is
yep.
ballot harvesting.
Right. We use the phrase they're like personal mailmans that they only go. These mailmen only go to these ones that they want to go to in order to pick up these what would have been missed votes, so to
Right.
speak.
Now, campaigns used to pay the operative by the ballot. Okay. And of course, that led to the operatives cheating, and they would just be filling in ballots and saying, "Oh, I got 1,000 ballots," and when really they only collected 300, but they were, fraudulent.
Right. And I like what the Republican chairman of a certain place in Nevada, a certain county, I would imagine, he used the illustration of the NFL. Now, this everyone that watches football knows, like the onside kick is totally legal. It's a strategy. But like you can imagine someone saying like, wait a minute, that's not fair. The kicker's supposed to kick it as far as he can, and he's doing a little roly-poly ball that someone's going to fumble. Well, that's called an onside kick, and it's allowed. And so
Right.
these
And
people are, go ahead, these people are using what's available to them.
that's right. It's exactly right. And again, because our voting and our election system is very disjointed. Each state has their own rules and regulations down to the counties, down to the cities, down to the towns, municipalities. Everything is different and not connected. This is what everyone has to understand. I know there's people out there that want to swear, oh, the whole thing is fraud and rigged. That's an impossibility. You can
Right.
you can have fraud in specific areas, specific small areas, but that's about it. You can't carry that out nationwide.
Right, because it's all disjointed because
right.
it's up to this state to decide and then each individual how they do it. Going back to this in Iowa for the what is that called? It's, oh my goodness,
Special election.
right. No, not the special elections. When they have the caucus. I'm sorry.
Oh, the caucus.
They don't have that. They don't have a primary. They have the weirdest system where basically they go into an auditorium, Trump people in the gymnasium, Ted Cruz people in the art room. I don't know.
Right.
And they just sit there and go, come on over here. Come on. Oh, come on. You want to vote for Trump. It's the weirdest thing. Then they handwrite it. And the reason why we mentioned this before, but I'm so like upset at this, because during the election, people were like, this election better be settled by tonight, or this is going to be fraud. This was in the last election when Trump won. But these are the same people saying only handheld, only hand signed ballots. If it was handheld ballots, and which it wouldn't be, because you would have to have every municipality, so to speak, say we're going to run it this way.
There you go. There you go.
But
And that's why you have each state has different rules on mail-in ballots. The counties can alter those rules to their own, system that they have per county level. So it's all over the place. The thing that I like what that guy was saying in the video is that mail-in ballots are the law of the land now. More than half of most of the states, you can request a mail-in ballot. So
Right.
to sit back and go, oh, we're not going to vote until there's no more mail-in ballots. Well, that's
Okay.
never going to happen.
Reminder of what Laura Trump said. She
Yeah.
said, Dave, this is why I love what we do, but I really don't like it, because like 2 years ago, it was you, by the way, who said we need to go back to early voting. Republicans need to go back to early voting.
Right.
And I am telling you,
Right.
you got slammed.
And all of the maniacs on X
Right.
excoriated me for that.
Right.
Oh, how can you say
right.
that? Oh, it's all fraudulent.
So Laura Trump figured out what this guy figured out. Obviously, I don't know if they talk, but basically, it's like, hey, that's how they're winning these elections, because they're playing within the rules. They're voting early, and then like you said, that if it's election day and you see the long lines, it's like, I'm not standing in the rain for this. Just screw it. He's going to win anyway. Whatever.
This is the problem with the ideology of I only vote on election day. Hey, man. 1,000 things can go wrong on election day. Right? You can get a flat tire. You have a fight with your wife or your husband. You don't feel like going to vote now. It could be inclement weather. There could be an accident. You can't get to the polls. It could be anything. It could be anything.
Right.
So why take that chance when there's a ballot you can just mail in?
That is why, once again, that you have Laura Trump said, wow, we figured it out. So this time around in 2024, instead of going in to a football game already down 14-0, because they already were doing the pre-voting and everything, it was like even that day, if you remember. And then during
Lara came out, remember what Lara said? Lara came out and said, vote early.
Right.
Get out there and vote early. Mail-in ballots, whatever it is, vote. Just vote.
Right, and I am one of them. The Trump crazies, because they already stand in line to go to the rallies for hours. They love it. We voted for Trump, but we went as a family, stood in line. Like we were like laughing because the line was so long, because we felt like we were part of something. But Trump voters do that. They do. I don't know if Kamala people did that. But then that's how Trump won it. Okay, lots more to go. Really quick.
Let's not forget the people that are, they have to stay at home, or they're in nursing homes and so forth and so on. They want to vote, but they can't get to the polls. So to have these people that will come around and collect the votes is a great convenience.
Right, and you can also see how, you look at that, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. That guy's he just came from a major cities. He has all these ballots. They're cheating. No, that's his job. That's his legal job, and it's legal. Okay, Dave Blake, before we go to a very quick commercial break, just want to remind everyone, go to jordanmagazine.com and sign up for the dispatch. It's 100% free. You get every morning, I say Monday through Friday, you get an email, and that email shows you the curated stories that some you might not even have thought about. But it gets your day started really quick, and you can kind of stay abreast of what's going on. All right, a lot of stuff going on. Everyone, stick around. When we get back, we're going to actually pick on the Republicans, because they have their own form that they mastered. Just like the balloting harvest on the Democrat side, the Republicans have their own way of doing things. Anyway, stick around. The American Pulse podcast is coming back. It was my mom that taught me all about the stock market, about mutual funds, individual stocks, what to look for. All of this stuff I learned and passed it on to my children. But here's the thing, when it comes to cryptocurrency, what am I going to do? Take advice from my children? So that's why George Magazine came up with the Complete Crypto Playbook, a simple way with all of these topics to help you understand all the nuances of the cryptocurrency. So simple that you could even explain it to others. So here's the thing, understand the difference between a hot wallet and a cold wallet. What about all these different coins? All of these things come into play in an easy to read and comprehensive playbook when it comes to crypto. So check it out. Go to georgemagazine.com and buy and download your crypto playbook today. Welcome back, everyone, to the American Pulse podcast, and we thank you so much for joining us. This show, by the way, is our premiere show. This is our main show, but don't forget, Monday through Friday, you can catch a live broadcast on this where we talk about the latest things going on, and quite frankly, you can weigh in. We see the comments, and we do appreciate it. Just go to our Facebook. I'm sure many of you have seen that, and also our YouTube. All right, Dave Blake, before we get back into the show, oh my goodness, a lot of stuff going on in the world scene, and interesting, our calendar, by the way, people were expecting it because if you've seen, go to projectlookingglass.org, what happened with the first calendar last year, and then people like, oh, it was sold out in about a month, and people are like, now, okay, well, you see everything coming into play. So a lot of stuff going on there. All right.
I got to tell you, that calendar even shocks us, Gene. I mean, the images for each month seem to coordinate with what's going on in the world, and it's really something amazing. So,
how did that happen?
I don't know either, but it's out there for the full of 2026. Unfortunately, the 2026 calendar is sold out. But we put out a new calendar when? In September, right?
No, we put it, I think October. It couldn't, it was about October we put it out. Just so you know, heads up, we won't reveal it yet, but we do have something new coming up with a couple of 4 account pages. It's hard to explain it, but there's a lot still to do. You could get the new projection, the map. That's going to be out for probably just a little while longer before we get that taken down. Probably it'll be taken down. Actually, we should make announcements. Probably be taken down, maybe. Well, we're told to, but after the new project book comes out, we'll talk about that some other time.
Well, that could be.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see.
All right, let's get back into the topic right here. We're talking about the art of the legal steal. We already showed, which is like, hey, that's cheating. No. Well, they might be gaming the system, but it's not cheating. All right, it's not cheating.
Well, right, because first of all, it's legal. It's the law in many states. And what happens is they go, and instead of the person, maybe they can't get to the poll or wherever, or they can't do it, they can't fill it out, they don't know how, whatever the deal is, they help them. The ballot gets filled out, they sign it over to the person, so this campaign operative can deliver the ballot.
The thing about that is what they could do is they could go to prison if they mess with it. They have timelines. It's like regulated.
Right. So the penalties are so severe, and because both sides have so many lawyers involved in the elections at these various polling stations in major cities, I gotta tell you, if you're a campaign operative and you're getting in there thinking like, oh, I don't like Trump, or I don't like Harris, and I'm gonna do some monkey business with these ballots.
It goes back to
throw your life away if they catch you for one of the candidates. It's crazy.
It goes back to this. Okay, again, is it possible that someone from the post office can take a ballot and say, oh, I know this guy's going to vote Trump, I'm going to rip it up? Okay, here's the thing. You realize in the post office, there's many people, even the small post office here, there's many people watching. So you have people that hate each other, some people like Trump, some people like whatever. They'll tell on each other, and then someone's going to go to jail. Someone's going to be prosecuted. That's a federal crime to tamper with that. Right. Even worse because it's a ballot. Okay.
The great majority of postal workers, the great majority of these operatives and so on, they are not going to throw their life away for an election.
Right.
They're going to do it.
Right. And I believe, Dave, that these ballot harvesters, I know that they are going with different rules in different states. They don't take this to the mailbox. I think they take it straight to a ballot drop.
A ballot drop off, right.
Right. So if it was cheating the other way, if it was going to the post office, and then you would have a Trump guy say, this is obviously ballot harvesting, so I'm going to throw away the whole box. It doesn't. It bypasses that. It goes straight to the ballot box.
Right.
All right. Now, let's pick on the Republicans because they have their own form of little legal loopholes, cheating, however you want, but legal.
Yes.
Anyway, check out this video.
Maps. This week, Republicans in North Carolina passed a new map, likely giving the party one more seat over Democrats, marking the first swing state so far to be redistricted ahead of next year's midterms. And joining us now is Galen Druke, political analyst and host of the GD Politics podcast. Welcome, Galen. Good to see you again. So as of today, you have North Carolina, Texas, and Missouri. They've all adopted new maps. But as you can see, as we look at this map, there are potentially more to come. So do we have any idea what the net change could be for the House of Representatives next year? I mean, how many seats are being pursued by each side? And frankly, are Republicans coming out ahead, at least right now?
Yeah, Alex, I think the top line takeaway is that Republicans are liable to come out ahead, at least in the short term.
Okay, so there you have it. Dave, I'll go first if you let me.
Yeah,
that is why the state elections, when Trump's not on the ballot and you're looking for your people to vote, it's so important, even if they have, it's overwhelmingly Democrat. And you're like, well, my vote doesn't count. It does, because the rule of it is it might get a supermajority. So everything counts with this. If they have a supermajority, then the Democrats stake, run amok, and they gerrymander it. They have their own ways to gerrymander it. So everything counts. And that's why, going back to Iowa, if all the Trump voters went out to vote, we would have a new Republican congressman. It's crazy.
Right.
But
they didn't. They sat home and didn't go out to vote because they believed what the black pill nihilist podcasters and posters on social media tell them, that the vote doesn't matter. Oh yeah, here's the other one. Don't vote. You shouldn't vote until this, and this happens.
Right.
So they have these conditions that are never going to happen.
Right.
And here are these conditions. Don't vote unless all these things are done, and then we'll fix their wagons. Yeah, that is a surefire way to have the other side win.
Going along with this, as far as this gerrymander war, this time around, and by the way, if I could say, George Magazine wrote about this, a year and a half ago? Thereabouts?
2 years ago, we did a series of articles on ballot harvesting and gerrymandering.
Okay, now with this time around, which is recent, it was Texas that started it. Again, they have the right to. Texas says, okay, really? You have, two Democrat congressmen? Well, let's see them win once we gerrymander it and take out some of their most powerful things and throw it into a county that the Republicans are going to win. And so they net gained, I think, 2 seats from it, or 3 even. 3, I think.
3.
Right. And then so Newsom says, oh, you're going to play that game? Okay. Well, let's see what we do in California.
Right.
And so they did it the opposite way. And then they gained back their 3 seats.
But that also sparked Illinois.
Right. And then it just went back and forth. And then Indiana, the Republican state, says, okay, we're not going to play that game. But it goes back and forth, and looks like it's going to be a net win for the Republicans, or very close to being equal. But that's how the game's played. And now that the Democrats are savvy to it, this is Newsom savvy to it. So, okay, that's how they're doing it, right? So when you have that, then now what are we going to do on the Republican side? Oh, that's cheating. Ballot harvesting is cheating. Well, that's how they're doing it on their side.
Right.
Anyway,
and the thing is, you have to wonder what the Texas legislature was thinking, right? Because here you have the Republicans, conservatives, whatever you want to call it, Republican Party, who absolutely are the worst at ballot harvesting. Horrible. They don't know how to do it. They don't have a ground game. Nothing. They're terrible at it. The Democrats, professionals, experts. But the Republicans are experts on the gerrymandering. The Republicans could have just kept their mouths shut and kind of, got it done a little here, a little there, and so on. Nobody would have been the wiser. But no, the Texas people had to start running their mouths in the media of what was going on, and that alerted the governors of these other states.
Right, and once again, this shows how the voting is all compartmentalized by states. Each state has a different rule. I don't know which one's which, but some states, if the lawmakers gerrymander it, they have to get the approval from the Supreme Court of that state. Other states is just put it on a referendum, like California. If the people say it, that's what we'll do, and they have the votes in California. This is the craziest thing is like people that say that California is actually red, it's actually Republican. Have you been to some of these cities? Because I have. In California, they're overwhelmingly blue. And so they exist, and they're using it to their advantage in California. Now, is it anyway, that's what we have going on in California, and then now they're battling with each state. So, anyway.
Right. Now, the other thing is the antidote to all of those that think that the entire election system is fraudulent and it's all rigged, and so Trump won in 2024.
Right. Oh, and
carried with him a whole slew of Republicans. We took the presidency, the House, and the Senate in 2024.
If I can also show you how it's accurate, or so to speak accurate. In North Carolina, Trump won North Carolina, but he lost. The North Carolina Republicans lost the governorship. Why? Because the Republican candidate was all caught on a porn site and all this stuff. You remember that? What was that? Man. But
we won't name him and all of that. But he was caught on these wild offshoot pornography sites, leaving comments.
Right.
I mean, do you visit porn? Okay, I'm asking a question seriously. Is there anyone out there that when they visit a pornography website, they're looking for friends, like in the comments section? Why would you do that? So
this candidate did not step down once he was busted with that.
Right.
So this candidate went in and
deny.
So it shows you that the North Carolina voting people say, I like that guy, Trump, but for governor, I don't think I could vote for this guy. And they lost the governorship.
Right.
But it wasn't that wasn't cheating. They voted for Trump. If anything, you could do it the opposite way and say Trump people voted, because how could the Democrats could say, how could we lose a governorship and lose a presidency?
That's a very interesting thing, Gene, what you just said there, because that's true. That would mean that someone has a ballot for president. They're marking off, Trump, and they're doing the same thing for senators. And then they get down to the governor, and they're like, I'm not voting for that guy.
So that is the art of the legal steal. Basically, so our people, guys, we're not out here to fix everyone on X. But so you guys know, this is how it works. At least understand the rules of the game and why they say, but no, that rule in the football, they're allowed to do that. They're tricky. The onside kick is tricky. You're supposed to hit the football really far. But this is the name of the game. All right, Dave Blaze, we covered a lot of material today. This show is our main show, so please follow us on here. You can find us on YouTube and American Pulse TV as you see it. But anyway, thank you so much. All right, guys, American Pulse podcast, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.